Hello everyone, Venris here, and today we'll be talking about the patch note 6.3, but more importantly, we'll be talking about the SFO future because there's a lot of things that we want to change in coming days, weeks, months. So let's hop into the patch notes ASAP because there's a lot of things to talk about and things that are developing quite fast. So first of all, the update was meant to be released on 27th of September, August, yeah, it's August, but it never did because it seems that it's very buggy. There are some problems with it, and right now it's only in beta state, and it will be released normally to everyone next week. The update was quite teased a lot of times previously because it was going to rework Lizardmen and Tomb Kings. I spoke about it months ago because, let's face it, the news for Total War are getting a very long path, especially that we still don't know where the Tines of Torment will be released as a DLC, even if it will be released this year. I really hope, but we shall see. Okay, so let's go. First of all, we'll be talking about the patch notes, then I will get to the SFO stuff because they are linking with the patch notes and other stuff. We have the updates to the Lizardmen. There is not that many changes, let's say, to the faction itself besides the technology tree, but we'll be going through some of them. They are moving some of the units in terms of tiers. They are adding new levels to the control building. They are adding some changes to the landmarks and small stuff here and there, because like Lizardmen were very updated as a faction, outdated. Many, if not most of the Warhammer 2.1 factions are actually outdated right now. They are not on par with Warhammer 3 balance, which is quite natural. That's what's always the case in this game, because like Warhammer 2 factions were always more updated than Warhammer 1 factions. To this day in Warhammer 2, the Warhammer 2 factions are using the different pattern and the costs for the garrison building than the Warhammer 1 factions, and you know they're trying to update stuff ages after it's called, but they're trying. It's something. As I said, it's good that they are trying. From more interesting stuff that I like in those is that they added the feral cold ones finally to the Nakai. Mods did it day one when the DLC was released, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, something like that. But still, it's nice that they are doing that. The control building is getting back to the minor settlements. Again, mods did it ages ago. But thing that not all mods did it ages ago is a technology tree. If you don't know, the technology tree for the Lizardmen is obnoxiously the worst technology tree ever made. All of Total War Warhammer, in my opinion, the vanilla version right now. In SFO, we totally scratched it ages ago, I think 5 years or something like that. It just made it anew. And they are doing a very, very similar thing right now, without making the groups, that it's new effects and so on. So on par with Warhammer 3 faction, which is a great thing, because we can see some very cool effects here, like immune to climate penalties. We got the stack for all the heroes, wound removal from Dread's area, and crazy good effects here and there. Before we go further, if you can sound that I'm a bit tired, then I am, because it's vacation, and if you don't know, in vacation the kids are not going to school. I'm sitting with them most of my day and trying to work on mod and my own game Whispers of the Eyeless. So let's move on. We have the skills. Skill changes are okay. Again, those things were very, 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 very outdated. We have some cool stuff like no diplomacy penalty for Nakai, not trespassing. Lord Mazdamundi's skill trees were changed. Slan return faster, so the wound stuff, Mazdamundi diplomacy effects were more clear. It was very bad, let's call it. Slan generations traits were changed. Many traits were changed overall. The traits, the vanilla one, because as you know, those were always terrible in Warhammer 3. They were even worse for some reason I don't know, but 3 years after the release, we are actually getting a rework of those, and I'm just happy that we do. We're still, for an SFO, we'll be using our own system that has no generic traits, only the unique ones for the lords and so on. Probably we'll be taking some effects from the vanilla to our new ones, but still, that's how it's going. We have the new skills for the Saurus Core Veteran, Minor Blessing for the Lords, and so on and so on. Small stuff here and there that we're sorely missing for Lizardmen, let's call it, because like in vanilla, only Warhammer 3 heroes actually have unique lines, and still the previous games heroes still don't have unique lines, and they are actually starting to add them 9 years after the release. But still, I'm happy. Don't think that I'm being negative only to be negative here. No, I'm happy that they are doing it. It's great that the vanilla game is expanding and getting more stuff. So, as I say, skills and so on. Some small changes to the rights. We have the new spawning sequences. This is a new resource. This is quite important because the resource is making that this is the cost that you get for the blessed units. They expanded amount of blessed units, which is quite interesting. There's a lot of blessed units. You're getting way more blessed units. Also, capacity from the missions, which makes me worried a bit, being honest, because it seems from the gameplays I saw from the content creators is that the blessed units are so plentiful and the points of those spawning are so plentiful that you just don't use the normal units outside of the blessed ones after 50, 60 turns, something in the campaign. But we shall see. There's really a week to normal release, so we shall see about that. Faction effects, not much was changed. Some stuff were moved here and there, like here, rights cost reduction, construction cost, but he lost his upkeep reduction for Temple Guard. We're talking about the Mazda Mundi. I think this is a downgrade, being honest, but yeah, maybe. They will be actually tweaking those faction effects for especially those lords that don't have their own mechanics. So Krogar, Mazda Mundi, Quick, if we're not talking about the Lizardmen, that they're actually getting something cool. Lord effects were separated into two traits, so it's great because it was total bloated effects, so it's great. We have the new colors for the dinosaurs, depending if they're feral or non-feral. Great, I like the idea. We have small buffs to the commandments to have the spawning sequences, gain by rights and so on. So it's the Geomantic Web sadly is not getting any major rework, but it's actually getting some bonuses to the stuff, which is great. I have nothing to complain about it. I like the idea with spawning sequence. As I said, I'm only afraid that there will be way too many blast units in armies. They won't be so special anymore, but we can always adjust it in a mod. But something that is creme de la creme of this update is Tomb King's rework, and this is actually a rework, not only the addition, because we are getting a lot of new stuff. As for the campaign effects, almost no changes. Khalida got the increased armor piercing damage and penetration for archer units. Cool. The rest are not getting much in terms of faction effects, but they are getting a lot of in their lord effects. So Cetra is getting population surplus. Arcan is now melee attack for whole army. Small stuff, but it's good. Buildings got some small changes here and there. Important thing is that they are not getting they are getting effects that increase the capacity with the specific technologies, which is great, and also get some faction bonuses to the construct. So for example, if you do the Worst Things buildings, then the Worst Things will be getting the increased capacity and so on. They moved units a bit, they have more capacity in the buildings, not only, as I said. So yeah, that's something that I would say it's a very good idea. We also have landmarks changes, so a lot of landmarks changes, for example, having the snipe for Shapti, pyramids, all the pyramids were changed. I still think that some of the pyramids are would need more effects. Yeah? Like canopic jars 10 per turn generated is very little, because canopic jars can be get from the battles right now, and I saw even some battles having like 500 from one battle, so like 10 per turn is nothing, but again, we shall say it's good that they are buffing those pyramids because they were very bad. We also have tons of very low quality images in this dev blog. I don't know why, but it's barely visible or anything. This one is normal, this one is not. Who knows? In terms of the technology tree, we have a lot of new effects. The layout did not change, but is more, packed. For example, unlocking the dynasty is no longer just removing your technology points, but is giving you other stuff. Good, they are actually changing those because like the layout of this technology was always good, but had some problems with the pacing. But as I said, they are doing some cool stuff. We also have skills similar to the Lizardmen. Those were changed. Tomb Kings are getting actual skills because they were the most generic legendary, normal generic lords ever in this game. It's great that they are doing something. You can now circle Realm of Souls one more by unlocking the technology, so there will be no 3 stages, but there will be 4 stages, more Shapti, more cool stuff. Rituals, sadly, I see almost nothing here. I see, okay, there is a construction time, growth, ambush, I think it was increased. Yeah, small stuff. Lord ranks, yeah, so they added the effects here. There was never the effects, they were in the mods. But yeah, they are doing, I don't know why the resolution of stuff was so bad. Mortuary cult is getting changes. But we also have the decrease for the provinces before that. So if you remember, Slanesh and Darkles have it, and also the Chaos Dwarfs. Yeah, the Chaos Dwarfs also have it, that they are adding this to the Tomb King. So more spendings for the Canopic Jars, because as I said, you're getting post-battle Canopic Jars, not a set value, but depending on the enemy kills. And it seems that you will be having thousands of Canopic Jars, not hundreds. Right now, we're having some changes, also a way to increase the capacity for the heroes through the how it's called, the mortuary cult. We are also getting new units. We are getting banners, not units, sorry, we are getting banners, so new items, a lot of small stuff here and there. We also getting a confederation, so the Tomb Kings were never able to confederate with each other. Now you can now confederate using the mortuary cult, or by forcing the confederation by defeating the enemies in the battle, so the legendary lord, which is again a cool addition to the Tomb Kings and it's very fitting. Books of Nagash, the change is going on par with the Dune Restoration, and it's making that. Sadly, again, I'm not a fan of it, being honest, but yes, we are getting it, that another type of units are able to not be destroyed after the battle. So with undead, with the demons, now the constructs are getting it. Probably the next one will be elementals. So the frost bear of Tsarina Katarina, we shall see. But like all the Book of Nagash are now in closer vicinity to each other. As you can see, it's like, you see, Cetra closer. They are different for every legendary lord, as they were, but they are more close to your starting location, which is great. And they are giving usually army capacity, faction-wide bonus, and then Dune Restoration bonuses. And that's how this looking for most of the books from what I saw on the content creators videos, which is fine. The books are more streamlined, less interesting in my opinion, because each of them had vastly different bonuses. Now all of them are just Dune Restoration and small bonus like capacity or ambush chance and so on, which is fine. It's a good change that they were moved because they were very annoying. Mystical change, we have the green skill updates. Again, those guys never had any unique skills since the release, so it's nice they are adding those finally. Creme de la creme, in my opinion, of this update is the unusual, okay, not usual locations. We are adding another 20. I think they were like 5 to 10 in the base game. They are very cool because you have a chance to get this location, and it's like a on top effect for your province or region, and it's giving some crazy stuff like a chaos portal that makes that regions around this specific region that has it gets raised, every several turns with a chance, but you're getting like 100% more income, up to 400, which is crazy, and I like it. We have some audio stuff, because Frog and Frog and Wolfric are getting new VO. Very strange that they are not getting it for the DLC, they are getting it here, same with Alberic. And yeah, we also have a lot of bug fixes. One of my favorite is that Lord Krog will actually, his army effects will work, because he had two from the same group and they were overwriting by itself and it was never working. A lot of bug fixes, UI stuff, general stuff, and so on. We have also data core no more, so there will be a possibility to remove tables for modding without data coring. It will be very helpful for compatibility, not that much for SFO, because we need to data core giant tables sometimes because we want to change everything there. But it's good that they are adding this effect. I think it will be very helpful for maybe future games when starting from making a new overhaul from the beginning. But yes, this is like for the update 6.3. I think this is a very good update. Of course, as I am Venris and I always need to complain, I will only complain that we are getting bigger and bigger gaps between updates in terms of Total War Warhammer, which worries me. As I said, I don't expect that the DLC, the Tides of Torment, will be released until December this year, maybe next year, and it will be delayed because we still have zero information about this DLC, so it makes me worried. And all of this links with what we are going to change with SFO right now, because usually for the last 9 years, because that's more or less how long SFO is, we're always releasing big updates with the DLC. Very rarely we were releasing them between the DLCs when the gaps were big or we had the content to do it. And that's how it was always working, yes? But with this specific one, we were quite sure that the Tides of Torment would be released like spring, at least, I think, or summer, early summer, but it's not. The summer is ending, and it's nowhere near to be released. So from now on, from this DLC on, from this update on, we are not going to wait for the DLCs with SFO updates. So actually, it's something good because you can expect SFO updates more often, and we won't be just waiting for the next update. With this update 6.3, we already have prepared, as I said, we were waiting with it for quite some time, a very big update with the Skaven rework and some other cool additions, for example, the Tomb Kings, Lizardmen, and Dark Elves, that I don't want to spoil right now, but there is a lot of cool new content that we will be working right now, thanks to it's beta, so we have a week of heads up and trying to fix the mod, which won't be up in a week, I'm just saying. We'll be trying, but it won't be up in a week. And there will be a lot of stuff with this update when it will be releasing, probably mid of September. After that, we are already moving to the next major update of SFO that will be focusing on different faction, on different stuff and things that you can see if you are an SFO Patreon. But besides that, as I said, we are not going to wait for the DLCs anymore. So I don't want to give a dates, but we really would aim if we can release a big update on par with the one that will be released right now with 6.3 every 2-3 months with SFO. Yes, so but no promises for now. I'm just saying that this is the plan and I hope it will work. So yes, this is more or less the idea of everything. This video making it got me really fucking tired, I have to say. Oh man, I'm really happy that the vacations are ending and I will have a bit more time to work in peace. And of course focus on the new content for SFO. And what can I say more? Please, if you are playing 6.3 update, tell me what you like the most in the update, what you think that SFO should look on, what incorporate or not, because many of those changes were already in mod for years, so maybe CA did it better and we should just go and try it on ourselves. And yes, I was Venris, I only would ask you to remember about supporting SFO on Patreon, because that's the best way to make this mod still free and getting constant update. Of course, you can always like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave the comment. And I was Venus, and I really need to go and lay down. See ya!